Senator Mike Braun, a Republican from the great state of Indiana. Forgive me, Mr. Senator, but I'm going to throw something at you that's just come up. There is a meeting of the No Labels people on Friday of this week. And the obvious question is, would Nikki Haley become a third-party candidate? Will she be a spoiler? And if she does enter the race, if there is a third party, who loses? Biden or Trump? I know I'm throwing this at you. You're not prepared an answer for this one, but you're a smart guy. Handle it.
Well, you better be prepared for that dynamic. And I think if Nikki Haley did do that, she has burned the bridge of being a Republican of any relevance down the road. I mean, when Mitch McConnell could do 2 and 2 very quickly about getting behind Trump, we need that from Haley as well. So if she would do that, that would throw the election to Biden. So I don't think she'll go there. That would be my prediction. I'm just wanting her to come on board ASAP because the case is so clear, Stu, of what was working pre-Biden. I don't need to mention it. We do it all the time on your show, the list of things that are going wrong in this country. But politically speaking, that's Mitch coming along is good. They'll spend 2 times as much money to get Biden reelected. They did that in the Clinton-Trump election. And there's going to be a broad support off the grid again that's sick and tired of seeing what's happening in this country that will be there for Trump as well.
I've got another curveball. Donald Trump's going to be the Republican candidate. Who does he face in November, in your opinion? Will it be Biden or a different Democrat?
I think it'll be Biden unless he is unable to be there. And then I think it goes real quickly into a very weak bench, and I think that bench will probably be coming from California. That would be my guess, but I think if he is there, it'll be him. I don't think they'll go after him unless the polls would absolutely plummet. They're cutthroat when it comes to wanting this place in their control. I wouldn't put anything beyond them, but that would be my best guess.
In 30 seconds, can you tell me who you favor to replace Mitch McConnell as leader of the Republicans in the Senate?
Well, number one, I want someone like 15 of the last 17 senators that have come into this place since 18, when Rick Scott and I got here. Somebody that's ideally signed the front side of a paycheck, would be willing to reform the system, and I think Rick Scott would be really good at that. I'm waiting for him to throw his hat in the ring.
That's fascinating. Senator Braun, you covered a lot of turf for us. That's very good. Thank you very much indeed. It's always a pleasure. We'll see you again soon, sir. Thank you.
You bet.